Alright gamers, what's up? I have, that sounded really cringe. I was borderline really cringe there. Okay, I turned my webcam on, so hopefully I'll start doing those for videos as well. Also, should have lots of streams and videos coming out soon because I have a couple days off from coaching from one of my other teams. So hopefully I can put out a couple more things. But this one is another VOD for Delta Threat. Lance specifically, so DPS player, mainly playing Junk. I think he does Bastion at some point. So we'll see what happens, but mainly Junk. Yeah, let's get into it. Should I probably turn this up a little bit? Okay, a little bit, yeah. Okay. So some things I'll look at for Junkrat specifically. I'll be looking at your mine usage. So how are you using it? Are you using it too much, too little, whatever, right? Where you're using it, all that kind of shit. Also look at like your trap usage, where are you using it, when are you using it, and we'll just do probably some general positioning things. Might look at some Reptile usage. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, okay. Yeah. So first, let's talk about trap placement. So this trap is fine. It's pretty good, pretty standard. You could probably put it a little bit closer to the wall. The other option is over here, right? But let's talk about specifically why those traps are good, okay? Those traps are good because one, they're in high traffic areas, right? So you want to put your, am I saying mines or traps? I don't know. Your traps should be put in relatively high traffic areas, but where they're not going to be destroyed, right? So the edge of the plateau here, the platform, is relatively a high traffic area, especially if you're playing versus dive, which the enemy is running, but we'll get to that, right? But it's a really easy to destroy, right? So if you're playing versus dive, a more normal trap to try to protect yourself from the dive is putting it like back here, right? Still a high traffic area, but harder to break, right? So these are hard to break because they're sharp corners, and then if they want to break them, they have to stop mid-rotation, which is not good and very good for you as a Junkrat player, right? So those are a couple reasons why these mines are good, right? Or I keep saying mines. These traps and mines placements are good, okay? So this is where you put a trap. You can put it up here, right? Want a relatively high area, but hard to break, right? You can also use it to cover flanks. So if you know they're going to have like a hard flanker, Tracer, Genji, Sombra, whatever, you can also use it to cover your flanks, right? They have a Reaper and a Ball, probably going to be flanking, so you're going to end up using your mines to kind of deal with them. Check those, right? So if they had a Sombra, right, this trap makes a lot of sense, but maybe next fight you don't want to get up there, you don't have time, whatever, right? Putting a trap in here, right, on this corner or on this corner, whichever, would be relatively good, because if their flanker comes in here, right, Reaper, Sombra, Genji, Tracer, whoever, right, they come in here, try to take this flank control, right, high traffic area, high chance of getting someone caught in this trap, right, but hard to break because it's behind the corner, right, sharp corner, hard to see, hard to break. If it's sitting in the middle here, much easier to see, much easier to break, right? So those are a couple factors when determining if a trap is good, okay? Also, you took the long way around. Everyone, so I guess for anyone who doesn't know, like you can jump up here, then jump up onto the little overhang, and then jump up to the platform, okay? Supports and DPS can do it. Tanks can't. Zarya might be able to because of how small her hitbox is, but generally the tanks can't, or it's really difficult for them to do it. But it's fairly reliable for supports and DPS to do it. So you should be using that to get up here quicker so you can spam sooner, essentially. This is good. I like this angle, right? You're cutting yourself off from main. You're avoiding the dive, but you're still putting pressure on them. that's okay. That is not good. Also, you have to know what they're running. You have to know what they're running, right? As any, like, scouting is so fucking important in this game, right? But as soon as you realize, oh shit, they have a widow, which you should know at this point because, first of all, she's killed your Ana. I'm pretty sure she's fighting someone. Yeah, looks like your Ashe and the widow are kind of fighting, so if nothing else, your Ashe should call it, right? But also, it's past the 15-second mark, so you should know that they have a widow and what comp they have, right? So you should know if they have flankers or if you have range or whatever, right? So if they have a widow, that means you need to play on safer angles. This is a really safe angle because the widow's not going to pressure you from there, right? And you can still pressure this main choke, right? Or if you come up here and the enemy tanks go to point, you can just drop grenades on them, but the widow can't force a duel onto you or pressure you, right? So you're going to take relatively shorter angles in the widow, making sure that you're not opening yourself up to sightlines where she can shoot you. Which is why I was like hesitant about this right here, right? You're jumping into LOS of the widow, right? And again, you should know that she's there when you could just be playing here, right? Where you were, you could play over here. You could drop down here if you wanted, right? Though I'd still say playing up here is still your best bet because you still have an angle on them. You can still put a lot of pressure on them, but it's safer, right? Without opening yourself up to that widow, who I think missed a shot. Or Ashe killed her, one or the other first, I don't know. But they res widow, you should know this. Again, you should not be here, right? So again, widow is here, so you should not be here. That's one reason. Also, even if they didn't have a widow, you'd still be out of position, right? Look at where your Winston is. Look at where your Ana and your Mercy are. Zarya is down here, so she's not even like really with you. And they're playing dive, right? Dive is really easy to capitalize on off angles if you're playing within one jump of them, right? So if you're within one jump of Winston or within like one roll, I guess, of ball, it's really easy for them to pressure you, right? So if you're going to take an off angle or play split from your team, you need to be more than a jump away, right? A jump and a half away and out of their LOS, right? So you could play up here where your Ashe is playing because this is more than one jump. Right? Or it's like a very long jump. Right? You could play back here and spam, and you're more than a jump away. Same thing. Right? More than a jump away. Right? But you're at a position here because they can easily get on top of you, and you're opening yourself up to the widow's sightlines again. Right? So double whammy there. Not okay. Not okay. Watch this. Widow just got rezzed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She essentially missed 6 shots. Right? I'm gonna count the headshot as a miss because she didn't kill the Ashe because she didn't charge it properly. Right? She doesn't have the timing down. Right? But she should have killed the Ashe. The Ashe was literally 1 HP. Right? But she's totally ignoring you. That's 6 shots that she could have taken on you instead and killed you. Right? So not okay. Watch your positioning. Track the widow. You cannot ignore a widow. Yeah, you weren't even at full HP. It wouldn't have taken a full... So, that's a decent trap, that's fine. So traps have looked okay so far. Positioning has been meh. Lots to improve on, lots to think about. I think you saw the Reaper go over there. Joe, do you know they swapped to Hanzo? Do you know where the Hanzo is? Why are you crossing like this? You have both mines, you easily could have jumped over. Bad trap. Why are you throwing out? That's taking up your reload time. right? Like if you're not shooting anything, sure, but first of all, you have geometry, you can bounce it. Second of all, it's a bad trap, right? Your next trap should be like in here. You can put it on the corner here if you want, but like it went up here because you tried to throw it up onto the platform, which is bad, right? Put it on here, put it on your feet, put it on the stairs, right? Like, you shouldn't be here. Okay, let's talk about this. So this flank, this is fine. Okay, this is fine because you're on a flank, you have a health pack, you have cover, right? You're full HP, your Winston's here, your team is following up with you, right? This is fine. This is getting on the grounds of not okay, right? Your Winston's still in front of you, and you're chasing the Hanzo who can't one-shot you, which is okay. But you're fucking walking a tight line right now, right? Like you shouldn't be here anymore. You're lucky you didn't get punished there. Why are you trying to take it? Why are you trying to take a duel here? There's no reason. Put a trap down, contest this flank, and get the fuck out. You're down a player. You're trying to walk at a Reaper to try to take a duel with him while there's a Hanzo there. And you fuck up your mind. Okay. Yeah. So let's go back to the traps thing. High traffic area, yes. Easily destroyed, yes. So not great, right? It's such a minute thing, but you want it closer, right? Or put it up here, right? Try to conceal it a little bit more, right? Because the Reaper's just shooting it now, right? If you put it, let's say you put it right here, right around the corner, right? Unless he swings wide and looks like this, which, why would a Reaper do this? Hanzo might do this, but why the fuck would a Reaper do this, right? Why would he swing wide like this in an angle like this? It makes no sense. Right? So he'd walk up, turn the sharp corner, oh shit, he's trapped, right? So you should be looking for like 90-degree corners, sharp corners, just in general sharp corners that kind of cut off the LOS so they don't see it until they've already walked through the choke into the trap. It's like you're playing Genji and you're trying to dive in with your Winston right now. Like you're even now. Now you're down one. And you've committed both your mines to get in here and you haven't got any value of it. And now you're at a position because you don't have mines. It's not your job to be like fucking holding the hands of the monkey. You can just as easily help him when you're from here and it's safer for you. Right? Angle here, shoot their BAP, shoot their ball, shoot the lamp. Drop down if you want. If you want a different angle, drop down. Right? Like hell, I don't even have like that big a problem with this one mine to get over closer. Like it's like I wouldn't do it, but it's still not like the worst thing in the world. But then you drop down. Like you jump down with your Winston. It wasn't that you slid off because you can fucking stand on this thing's head. You can stand on this. So you didn't like fall off. You intentionally jumped down. Now you're walking forward and then you heard Winston jump out and you're like, oh shit. And then there's the Hanzo behind you. Like, track the Hanzo! Track snipers! Everyone should track snipers. And that was 2 minutes and 20 seconds of you not using ults. And I think you had it in the first like minute and a half or something. So, not okay. Ambitious. I swear to God, do not tire. It's only your Winston. Uzari is back here. Anna's back. Yeah, where's your Ashe? Ashe is back here. Yeah, the Ashe. Sorry. Looks like fucking Anna when it was stretched out like that. Weird. There's one person on point. Why the fuck are you ulting? This should just be a quick reset. Like there's no problem with you coming up here, like shooting people, looking for a pick, dying on point, stalling out for another second or two. There's no problem with that. But you're fucking over your team's ult economy here. There's no reason to ult this. Right? You get more value by not ulting this. You get more value in this fight and in the next fight by not ulting, both for yourself and for your team. And they have lamp and you die. Like, it's not worthwhile. Even if you get 2 picks, like the chance of you win this fight is still really fucking low. Look, how effective, think about this. How effective would Tyre be going into their first push here, right? Because most attacks on 2CP that like it's statistically better to snowball on 2CP maps, right? You will win more fights your first fight and your last fight on 2CP than you will other fights, right? Because you can snowball it, right? So now the enemy team has 2 ults, you guys have none, right? So now you have no ult to stop their push, right? You guys have an innate defender's advantage, but they have an ult economy advantage now, right? And you threw it away for like a 1 in 100 chance that you might get 4 picks with your fucking Tyre. You might turn this. It's a bad Tyre, and it's the only one you've used so far. So, almost 3 minutes in, you've used 1 Tyre. That's not okay. Again, let's go to trap usage. High traffic area? It can be, but not right away. Is it easily destroyed? Yeah. I mean, yes, it's behind the pillar, yes, whatever, but like someone's over here, they see it, someone's over here, they can see it, right? Someone's main can't see it, but it's very likely that it'll just get broken anyway from spam, right? What's the likelihood that the Winston jumps like on point here, doesn't like get in this trap, and then just zaps it while he's trying to like shoot you with a Mercy? Pretty high. Right? So if we're thinking about high traffic, yeah, it's high traffic area, yes, it's okay, but it's not where you should be initially trapping, right? You want to be trapping up here. So even behind these boxes is better. Like over here, trap earlier, right? You want to set up earlier. Okay. Also, you shouldn't be on the low ground here. Right, like this is a better trap. Like anywhere is down here is a good trap spot, right? If Reaper's actually dropping right now, so Reaper drops, has to break a trap here in order to get health back, and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna drop down and shoot him while he's trying to break my trap, and then he can't do shit about it, right? Health pack is always good because people are in a rush to get to the health pack, so they want to run to it as fast as possible, right? Making it easier to trap them. Still a high traffic area, right? Over here, this can be a high traffic area because you got flankers. You have ball rolling through. You have people like jumping down from up there. Someone jumps over from here. Relatively high traffic area, right? Easier to break than some other spots, but high traffic, right? So again, like high traffic, safe, hard to see, right? And I'll add another thing is you don't want it to break with just regular spam, right? So if they're just spamming you here, they shouldn't just happen to break your trap. Right? It's broken. Okay. Anyway, you shouldn't be playing here. As a Junkrat, you should be up here, or you can be like over here. Like over here is actually okay, right? More of an off angle, and then and as they push, you just kind of rotate up here, and you're off angling from up here. And you drop behind them. You can be up here. You're in their back line, creating an off angle, creating a crossfire, right? But like it's almost like you're frontlining right now. Look at your positioning. And you need to use mines to try to like keep yourself alive. Why are you peeking that? First of all, it's a Hanzo. And you're gonna get like wrecked even if it was just the Hanzo. Second of all, there's a BAP there with a window. You're just asking to fucking die. You're lucky that it was the fucking tanks that killed you. Jeez. Like, that's just asking to die. You're putting yourself in a position of a character who can one-shot you while has a damage amp. Like, what's the damage on... I don't remember. Like, he could almost one-shot you with a body shot. I don't remember the calculations, and I want to look them up right now. But, like, look it up. If you want to know, look it up, because that's not smart. Right? Let alone the BAP, who already does, like, a stupid amount of damage. Shoot Mercy, shoot Mercy. Why are you getting that close? Again, why are you that close to the front line? So this pathing is fine. Stop here. Why go to point? There's no need. Your monkey's on point. You don't need to be there. Right? Why? Like, there's no reason for you to be here. Like, you can be in dark, right? Still shooting, still being effective while being safer. Like, again. Right? BAP's there. All those dead, so you don't have to worry about that. But, like, you're putting yourself with your front line. Right? The closer you are to your front line and your tanks, the more poke and spam you're gonna take. Just naturally. They don't even need to, like, be focused on you. Right? If your Winston's fighting their Winston and you're, like, next to your Winston, the enemy Winston's gonna zap both of you. You're gonna die. Like, it's not worthwhile. Play out of people's range. Use your range and high damage. Right? If you're gonna go in, you better fucking have concussion so that you can get out. Like, in, grenade the monkey in the face, his stupid face. Right? Stupid ass mustache. And then use conk to get out. Right? Burn him, you do your combo, and then use conk to get out. But you're still back here. You end up back here. Right? You don't use conk here and be like, oh, I'm just going to sit on top of him. I'm just going to stay right here in the middle of the point. Like, no. You use conk to burn him, like to get your combo off, do as much damage, and then to get away. Right? So he can't follow up on you. Conks always throw you 45 degrees, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know that. Just a little tidbit that isn't, like, really obvious, even though it should be. Blizzard doesn't, like, tell you or anything like that, which is really dumb. Right? So if we threw conk down here, we'd go at, like, a 45 degree angle, right? 45-ish? Ish, yeah, roughly. Right? So no matter where you hit it from, it's always gonna be 45 degrees. Like, this is okay. It's okay you're pushing forward here because you have your mines and the fight is already won. Right? That's different. Yeah, go spam. Go spam. Go high ground. Don't run face first into a Reaper, please. Like, okay, if you need to get closer to him to shoot him, fine, whatever. I'm not gonna argue that shit. But you shouldn't go fucking kiss the man. Right? You literally ran up and kissed him. Like, why are you that close? Right? There's no reason. You can be where the monkey is. You can be behind the monkey and still hit him fairly reliably. Right? And if you don't think that you can, then you're just handicapping yourself. Because if you do this, you're going to condition yourself. You're going to get better at it. Or you're going to get better at leading your projectiles to actually hit him. Right? If you just keep going and kissing him and keep trying to, like, I don't know, sit on his face? I don't know. Like, you're not going to improve your aim. Right? If you work on your positioning, you will naturally improve your aim. Okay? Projectiles, fucking hit scan, whatever. So, like, you naturally improve your aim when you play the game. Right? So work on your positioning. There's no need for you to be, like, literally on top of this Reaper. Right? It's a bad habit. Position-wise and aim-wise. Stop relying on getting, like, literally within point blank. Spam. Why aren't you spamming? Why aren't you spamming? No. Alright. Well, you waited so long here to reposition, which is not good. Like, this is okay, but you don't have mines. Yeah, you don't have another mine. No. Okay. When I say this is okay, I mean here, up here, on this corner, right here is okay. If you have mine. Over here is not okay. Even if you have both mines, this is not okay. The only time this is okay if it's like literally a 5v1 and you're up with the enemy team. Right? You have 5 players, you're trying to get a stagger or something like that. Right? But otherwise there's no reason for you to be here. Right? They have mobility. They're gonna take advantage of this, right? If you use your mobility and you're playing against a comp that has high mobility, they're gonna take advantage of it. They're gonna jump you. And now you don't have another conch to get out, and you die. Yeah. Right? This is fine. This is an off angle. Okay? Because your team is winning the fight. Your team was taking pressure here. They were shooting things here, right? So they're taking attention. You're over here. You're shooting things from off angle. This is good. Right? You have conch mine. Easy get out. Right back to your team. Right? It's a weird bark. Even if you were going for a tire, like that's the only thing that comes to mind. Like you were thinking like, oh, I'm gonna hide and I'm gonna tire. Yeah, but why? Why not tire from down here? Why not tire from up here? Why not tire from fucking over here or over here? Areas that your team controls, right? Right? And if you're gonna do this shit, you're gonna do these flank fucking tires, you better have conch, and you better be able to get out. Right? If you're gonna flank and gonna hard commit and do basically a one and done spot, you better have the fucking mobility to get out of it, and your team better be backing you up. You did not have the mobility, and your team backed up and wasn't ready to commit there. Right? And you overcommitted. It's good. Good job. Why are you... Hanzo. You're just throwing trap out randomly at this point. Like, it's an okay trap, yeah, because, right? High traffic, okay, look, high traffic area, but people are on both sides of it, right? Winston's not going to be looking behind him like that, so he's not going to expect it, right? Harder to break. He's not just going to passively break it. Like, it's okay, but still, you should be very purposeful in your traps. Like, what was the purpose of that trap? You already killed the ball. Go spam, go high ground. Spam. Why aren't you spamming? Okay. Oh, man. Okay. So first of all, sit up here and spam. Why am I saying that? Max, why are you saying that? Because there's no one to contest you. They've swapped their Hanzo to a Junk. They're playing Junk Reaper. They have 0 range, right? Your only threat are the fucking supports. So as long as you don't get slept, right, you're fine, which should be easy to dodge. But if teams are coming up here, you should be barraging the fuck out of them. I know you have ult, right? So you don't need the ult charge, but it's really easy to get a pick on someone when they're walking through here, right? This is a choke. Why not put some pressure on this choke, right? Why not unload a clip, 5 grenades, and then jump over here anyway? You're still in position. You're still in position in time if this is where you want to be, right? But you're slowing down the rotation. Potentially you force out like a nade or a lamp or something, right? Some sort of resource, right? Maybe you force out bubble. I don't know. Something will happen. You might make something happen. Or you might get a pick, right? And then lead to an extra stagger, right? You could make something happen at no risk to yourself, or a very minimal one of getting slept, which you really shouldn't, right? Such a low risk for almost guaranteed value, because if you're actually spamming here, they're gonna have to wait. So at the very least, you're slowing down their rotation. It's like guaranteed value, right? Even if it's only a little bit, even if you only slow them down by a second or two, like that's more value than you sitting here doing nothing, because you would have been here anyway. Where's Reaper gun? Where's Reaper gun? All right. Trap, bad. Okay. Right idea, bad placement. Okay. If you're gonna place trap here, it has to be closer to the wall. Okay. Why is that? Because when you turn around corners, you can see this trap before you've even turned the corner. It's not close enough to the wall. It's not sharp enough, right? You put it close to the wall, they have to fully turn the corner or get way closer to it before they can actually see it and break it, right? Winston can break this without you even shooting him. Well, I mean, if you bounce the grenades off the wall, sure, but, right? It's no risk for him to break this, right? So, and again, like, think about the pathing. So if someone's gonna path through here, Reaper ball, whatever, sure, it's fine, right? You're using it to control flank, that's fine. It's a good idea, right? Just slight adjustment, man, slight adjustment. Also, you haven't used another tire yet. So you've used one tire this entire game so far, and it's been, what, 4, and then they had, yeah, too long. Too long, essentially. Why are you over here? Why are you over here? Why are you over here? You're out of position here. Look at where the rest of your team is. Everyone's on point. What are you doing? Again, if you're playing against a team with mobility and you're off angling, they're gonna jump you. And again, you don't have mines. Right? Use the mine to get here. Okay, sure. You want to... This is fine, okay? I'm okay with this because you have a mine, right? You have cover. One mine, you're back to your team. Easy. Nice and safe, right? And it's an off angle, right? This is a relatively safe one. It'll take time for them to jump you, right? But then you use one to jump into them. You are Junkrat. You are not playing dive, right? Even if you're Winston dove that, you are not playing dive. You are not Winston, right? If Winston dives this and you guys want to pressure them, you just sit here and spam them. So now you're way out of position. Like, this is the most out of position I think you could possibly be. Like, you literally jumped into the enemy team. You're probably gonna die here in a second. It'd be a miracle if you survive. It's a fucking miracle they're not able to kill you here. I don't know what level this game is at, but this was a scrimmer tournament game. So first of all, in an organized play, in a team environment, you should not get away from that with that shit in silver. Maybe bronze if you're playing with a bronze team, maybe really low silver, but like 2,000 up, you should not get away with that on an organized team. Unless that team is really bad and just doesn't listen to anything their teammates say, you should not get away with that, right? And then even in plat, like solo queue plat, you shouldn't get away with that shit, right? You might, I don't know, but you shouldn't, right? There were 3 of them. Let's look back at it. Like, you literally jumped face first into a ball Junkrat. Further. And you lived here for over 10 seconds. There's no way. Right. So you're jumping into a BAP on a LOS. Into a full HP ball. Into a full HP Junkrat. The Winston is very close by and has mobility to come get you. Does Winston jump here? Their Winston jumps. Alright. Your Winston stays point. Okay, so that's fine. But now, like, look, again, you're jumping into 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a lamp and a window. Why are you trying to force this? Like, sit up here, LOS them, fucking shoot point, or guess what? You have geometry. Bounce off the fucking pillar. Into them. Right? Don't let them use window. Right? You can sit here, deny the window and the lamp value, and basically zone 3 of them for free. But you decide, nah, fuck it. I'm going to use my only conch that I have left and try to drop right into the middle of an immortality lamp. Like, what is the thought process there? Right? Like, at least, you're cutting off LOS from the on-out. So that's good. But why are you putting yourself in this position? Right? At most, you should jump up to the high ground and spam them from here. At most. There's no reason you should be dropping there. Like, there's no reason for you to chase that either. Like, why are you trying to point blank the Junkrat? Right, you're here. Use geometry. Bounce off the pillar. Bounce off the wall. Go back to your team. Help them out. Like, look what's going on with your team. They need your help. You know the Junkrat's here. Why not just spam them? Why not spam it? Hell, you could even bounce off the fucking ceiling if you wanted to. You're Junkrat. You don't need to have direct LOS, and you don't need to be, like, kissing someone to shoot them and to hit them. You're just putting yourself in more risk for no reason. Last fight, but Bastion swap. I don't think anything eventful happens here. So this, I get, like, this is a risky position as well. Like, okay, look at where you're positioned. Okay, so you should be looking at your own VODs and think about, all right, am I positioned well here? Can people shoot me? The answer is yes. Shootable. Shootable. Here-ish? I won't give that one to them. Right? On point. Sure. Right? Over here. From main. All the way back over here. All the way here. Fucking over here if you wanted to. Over here. Up here. Up here. Every single spot, virtually every point of attack that an attacker could, like any pathing that an attacker could take, can see you. Position yourself on the other side of the fucking bricks. They have to come to point. Why are you exposing yourself to fucking 10 other different angles when you only need to expose yourself from one? The one coming from point. Hell, if you want to get super spicy within, if you had time, jump up here. You can totally get up here. Right? Right? Up here, up on the boxes, blah, blah, up on the pillar, jump across. Easy, free. Right? Now you're on a high ground. Sit here. They can't do jack shit about it, and you're shooting down from them. They're gonna be like, ah, what the fuck? Where's Sebastian? Right? And literally anyone can get to this spot, by the way. If you have the time, anyone can get to it. Right? No movement ability is required. Okay? So again, positioning, big thing. Why are you opening yourself up to that many angles? Right? Like, as a Bastion, would you rather shoot someone coming from this direction, right? The one direction, they have to run straight at you. Would you rather shoot them like this, or would you rather be on point here, have to spin between this side, you know, that side, right? Would you rather spin between the 3, or would you have them all come from the same direction, right? You'd want them to come from the same direction so you can just pump bullets into them. Right? Sit back here, pump bullets into them. They have to come to point. Anyway, okay. Positioning, right? Don't open yourself up to multiple angles. if you don't have conks, if you don't have concussion mines, don't play super aggressive. Okay? Stop kissing people in order to shoot them. It's a bad habit. It's not going to help your aim. And it's really bad for your positioning. Right? Don't be with your tanks. Okay? If you're going to be with your tanks, you're going to go kiss someone. Shoot them, conk, and then stay away. Don't run back into them. Don't stay on their head. Run away. Use the concussion mine mobility to get away. Don't take off angles if you don't have concussion, especially against dive. If they have a comp with 0 mobility, yeah, then this is okay because they can't fucking do anything about it. Right? If they don't have the range and they don't have the mobility, fucking be here. There's no problem. There's no risk, right? We're talking about up here. No risk. Why not spam them? Right? Okay. Traps, again, fucking... like, the traps were relatively okay. You started throwing them out, like, randomly at times when you didn't need to. And you stopped thinking about them. Like, on first point, you clearly thought about, or someone told you to think about, like, where you were putting the first one, right? And some of the other ones were okay. Like, there was some thought to this one, the one you put on this pillar, right? But every, like, I can't recall another trap where you actually, like, put, like, you visibly put thought in, like, oh, someone might walk here. Oh, this one. But then the execution was slightly off, right? Right? But you need to be thinking about that every single between fight. Like, if you're not spamming, you better be setting up a trap somewhere to cover a flank or like a spot where like a ball might roll through or to help protect your back line or something of that sort, right? Okay? Also, I just want you ulting more. Right? Like, I know it leaves you vulnerable and shit, but like 2 ults for like a full overtime fight? Like full first and second, like OT? It's not enough, right? And if you're actually positioning safer, you'll get more value out of your tires, right? Because you'll get more and you won't die, right? So if you're, let's say you're over here and you tire, right? You have lots of time on the tire. It doesn't need to be an instant tire, right? And then you can just kind of like sit it up here and idle it, right? And then they're gonna wait it out. Then you're like, all right, and then I'm gonna go aggressive with it. And then you drop it on their heads. Right? But you're stalling them out and you're safe and you're not going to get killed because you're playing in areas that your team can help you. Right? So if you position safer, right, and are smarter and be more patient with your tires, you'll actually get more tires. It'll generally get more value out of it. You might get less like crazy like 3-4 man like turn fights, right? But you're going to do better overall for yourself and for your team. You will get better, or you will get better as a Junkrat player. You will get higher SR, you will help your team out more, just in general, right? If you need to go for a flank tire, fucking go for it, right? But make sure your team can help you and that you can get out because you have conk. If you don't have conk and they have mobility and range, don't fucking be there. Wait for concussion mine. Anyway, okay, well, enough ranting. Okay, so that was this Junkrat VOD. Again, Lance, please watch this. Take some notes, think about it, try to apply it in the scrims or in ranked, either or, doesn't matter, right? You should apply some of this stuff in both of them because they're fundamental stuff. So I hope you learned some things when you go over this, and I hope other people who watch it learn some stuff as well. All right, peace. Why did I finger gun that?